Hey guys, today we're going to be going over the stock Ender 3 build plate versus a glass Ender 3 build plate. Everything I'm about to tell you guys is from at least 3 years of experience with both of these plates. But anyways, let's get into the stock Ender 3 build plate, which is actually the one that ends up winning for anybody out there who's, just in a rush. But anyway, let's get into the pros of it immediately. It's way lighter than glass, a better chance of sticking, and more forgiving on how good or bad your layer height is. You don't have to worry about it being dirty and losing adhesion because this thing grips very good. It doesn't radiate as much heat, and because of its size, and it's a better insulator as well since it's plastic. And overall, I could argue that it uses less power than the glass one. To expand further on the weight pro, it is a lot lighter, and it can also cause less wear on your printer stepper motor because there's less weight being swung around. And they are extremely cheap to replace. Alright, and getting straight into the cons, you can't clean this build plate because it'll grip any fiber that touches it. If you try to pull a piece off immediately after printing, you're either going to pull up your entire printer with it, or you're going to rip a piece of the sticky part off. And trying to replace it is cheap, but it's going to take some time as the residue on there is going to be sucking to remove. Alright, getting into the Ender 3 glass build plate. You get a pre-coated bed that loves to grip and not grip as soon as the bed cools, which is awesome. And also you get to flip the other side and just get a pure glass build plate. The glass side will almost never wear out, and using it is very easy. Also cleaning it is super easy with soap and water. Glass gives off more heat, so if you're printing in an ABS enclosure, the glass will guarantee that the chamber stays hot enough for your ABS not to warp. Most of the glass beds I have solved my problems of uneven build plates, which is awesome. You'll need to level less times, as you won't have to take off the build plate to snap off your parts. They'll just come off once they are cold. Now moving on to the cons of the glass. Once the coated side is worn out, it's completely useless, especially if you use an abrasive liquid on it, or if you end up pulling out a piece of the coating, which it will leave a permanent mark. And you can't replace this unless you pay $20 to $25 for a brand new bed. In the long run, you almost always end up with the opposite pure glass side, which surprisingly gives it a good second use. If it ever falls or slips though out of your hand, it's gonna just shatter immediately, so again, you have to go with the new one. Finding the sweet leveling spot of glass is much difficult than the stock Ender 3 build plate, and you almost always have to get it perfect. It's not as forgiving as on the Ender 3's basic one. If not, you're gonna find out mid-print that, oops, it's not correct. In conclusion, the benefits of the stock build plate are more than that of the glass, but the glass allows certain possibilities that don't exist with the stock plate. But after all my experiences, I gotta say, the grip, cost, weight, and leveling difficulty of the stock plate is more appealing to me, and that's why I picked the stock build plate over the glass. If you are having any adhesion problems while printing, try out a new fresh roll of filament from Geno's. By the way, they recently sold over 3,500 rolls on eBay alone, but I also link their website directly as it is cheapest there. Well, now that you guys know my thoughts, go ahead and argue with me in the comments. I'm awake, watching you, in your walls. Thanks for watching, and leave a like so YouTube recommends this to others like you.